In a few hours, one of the most eagerly awaited video games finally goes on sale.
Preparing to rewrite retail history.
Video game is expected to have bigger first-day revenues than any movie has ever had an opening day at the box office.
Biggest retail launch in entertainment history.
Dozens of grown men and probably about 3 women have crawled out of their parents' basements tonight to be first in line to buy the new video game Halo 2.
Video gamers across the country are anxiously awaiting the midnight release of a game called Halo 2.
45 minutes and counting for Halo 2 to go on sale.
The line right now is probably about 100 yards long.
It is the most anticipated game in entertainment history.
Well, if you're an Xbox gamer, there's a good chance you're pretty tired right now.
Halo 2 sold 2.4 million units in 24 hours.
Now, I understand there's a few more states to put in the red and blue columns. We're going to go back to the map and Rob Corddry. Rob, looking at Rob.
Yeah, suck it! Suck it! Where's your alien plasma rifle now, bitch?
Rob!
Oh!
Are you playing Halo?
No.
The anticipation around that, coming, that Halo 2 was going to land, I think it was just a kind of magical moment.
Bungie created something spectacular, right? And I mean, I think that the game Bungie created is why 343 exists today and why many of the fans are here. So what 343 was created to kind of take that universe and carry it forward.
There was never any question as to whether we should do a Halo 2 anniversary in terms of, I think we all kind of had that very romantic notion of going back to Halo 2.
And Halo 2 for a lot of people is that sort of perfect snapshot in time, that perfect moment. And so there was always a really sort of rousing demand for it. This is the 10th anniversary, this is the right time to do it.
This is about Master Chief's journey, his past and his future. Questioning authority and searching for the truth.
The Halo franchise is the reason Xbox is here today.
Now, as many of you know, November marks the 10-year anniversary of Halo 2. And I am excited to tell you that Halo 2 is getting the full anniversary treatment. Halo 2's multiplayer was special for a lot of reasons, and Halo 2 Anniversary will contain the original Halo 2 multiplayer exactly as it shipped 10 years ago.
When we were thinking about anything for the anniversary, the game has to be exactly the same. It has to, some of the things that people loved about Halo 2 were the glitches, and those are all, in. So for us, it's how do you keep the gameplay the same, but raise the graphical fidelity, and then how do you just have new ways to play the old game. It's the same game, but new ways to play that game. And so I think kind of mixing that new with that old is hopefully something that will be refreshing to new and old fans.
So for Halo 2 Anniversary, Saber is really focusing on the campaign, on remastering all of the graphics and making everything look wonderful on the Xbox One. They're also, because they're so tech savvy, really helping to bring up the resolution as high as possible and hit that 60 frames per second mark that we're stretching to hit.
Doing an HD remake to those older Halo 1, Halo 2 games makes a lot of sense because those games, they stand the test of time. The storytelling component of those games is great, the gameplay experience is great, so it makes a lot of sense to bring it to the new hardware.
People remember Halo 2 as a beautiful looking game, and so our objective really is to let people feel that the game they're playing now is the exact experience that they played 10 years ago. Only when they switch back will they realize the tricks their mind was playing on them because of the lapse of 10 years of time.
There's something that's just so instinctual about how that game feels and plays to you that I don't think it's something that you can identify directly. So we've always been very, very concerned with maintaining that gameplay to just feel authentic. And that authenticity is something we didn't want to lose and something we know that it's very easy to just miss.
That back and forth switch was something that came about primarily because Dan Ayub and I were going back and forth during the original Halo about how we really wanted to maintain that gameplay and we really wanted to show people, look what we've done, right? And so now it just works. It works seamlessly and you can just see it yourself in the game. It's very cool.
In addition, you know, just like we did with Halo 1 Anniversary, we want to add different elements, different things that the fans can, you know, not only just relive how the game played and sort of keep that same nostalgic experience alive, but we want to add different elements to it so they can change it up too. So skulls is what we do in the Halo franchise, and these are things that are hidden throughout the levels. And once you find the skull, you can turn it on, and once it's turned on, you can change the gameplay. Some of those might mean, if you turn the Grunt birthday party skull on, anytime you headshot a Grunt, it sounds, you know, the sound of laughter from children and confetti comes out of the Grunt. Things like that are added all throughout the game, and Saber is handling all that work. So they've been a huge asset to us, and they're really remastering the game, making it look great.
When we started Halo 2, and we got greenlit, and we had our conversations with Bonnie and Phil and all that stuff, and they're like, yeah, we want to do this. My first call was to Max Oberman. I walked out of that meeting room with Bonnie, walked to my desk and called Max and said, Max, this is happening, we're doing it.
Had some talks with Dan Ayub at Microsoft, and he threw out the idea of doing a Halo 2 Anniversary, to which I was like, yeah, awesome, that'd be fun. So I was super excited, but even committing to doing 6 maps for Halo 2 Anniversary was a huge commitment, and it really sort of put a lot of pressure on the team. I think if you just asked our producers, the safe bet was 4. We got started on that, I was super excited, and then immediately we had some very difficult discussions. All right, we only get 6 maps. Which ones are we gonna make?
We needed to take it down from 23 or 25 down to 12. Now we had to take it down to 6. And there were a lot of really tough discussions. Eventually the decision was, let's have 2 small, 2 medium, and 2 large. Turned out some of the really small maps were some of the best maps. Maps like Lockout, top of the list, right? Were it's just kind of a no-brainer. That those were really easy.
Every single map seems to outdo itself. Ascension it's incredible to me. One of the best skyboxes I think I've ever seen in any Halo map. And you can go up and just stand on the edge and sort of look out this Halo ring and just see all this movement out there. It just feels so lifelike. I've actually just jumped off the edge and, just to my death, and it just felt like I was falling. It was really cool. So the map's really coming to life.
On Ascension, adding that bubble shield in the middle is very deliberate because we want more variety than the map just turning into a sniper fest. And that shield adds that variety. It gives you moments where close range combat matters and where you have some more cover and some more protection and that sort of thing. But how do you do that in a way that doesn't fundamentally break what works and doesn't make it so it isn't any fun for snipers on the map, for instance? So I think we hit the nail on the head with that one.
There's more dynamic elements in the maps. There are more interactive elements. You're able to change the way the flow and the nature of the map works. There's certain things you can shoot, for example, that will close gates or change the path through the level. And those things are going to add a fair amount of variety to the experience.
So what you guys are seeing here is a piece of concept from a map we haven't announced yet.
Any ideas what map?
Yeah, has anyone guessed it yet?
What?
Yell it if you know it, come on.
I can't hear you.
That's right, guys. Coag is back.
Right. Yeah.
We showed off what turned out to be almost everybody's favorite announcement, which was the Gun Goose. That was kind of fun. We knew it'd have a good reception, but we didn't anticipate quite how positive the reception would be.
So what's better than a mongoose? A mongoose with guns. Yep.